It's time for everybody. Doing your anything. Court and the magistrate's president has this year. A few minutes, a lot of the will show up. They got told to. Some of the guys got told to go and share the computer. They can talk because they say it's not to us. Time control. Just got that control line. What judge says and stuff like the judge.
Oh, did you get the whole box?
No.
No. This one?
I tell you one too.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depends how they go, man.
Shock absorption.
Yeah.
Better buy good.
You got 1 minute?
No, she's saying I broke the shock absorber.
I just said they're going, right?
Pauletta. Tell her come in, we got 1 minute. No, it's not about you.
Meaning your name?
Right, it's 5:30.
Okay. I think Dr. Cole, we have a forum, our phone meeting, or a door. Anyway, order and, we have four. We have no, yes.
We have one guest.
We have a guest. We have one guest,
No.
We have one guest. Come stand and introduce yourself so we'll know who you are.
Hi everyone, my name is Nia. I'm here on behalf of Quincy. She's my first from the congressional district.
Okay, well, on behalf of
Quincy Barebe.
can you spell the last name for me?
BAREBEE.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So you're here to observe us tonight.
Yeah, I do have like 2 questions as well.
Well, is up there.
Anything?
Yes, of course, sorry. Yes, sorry.
No. Is your first name Lucian or your last name?
First name is Lucian, last name is Jessel.
Welcome. Thank you. We'd like to welcome you our guests tonight. But not going to have closed group and have anything to say. So I ask for approval of the minutes unless there are some comments starting the minute. If there is no. Could we approve minutes for the November 15th? Anyhow, second. And it says approve the second.
It's just, yeah.
That's the motion to call for the vote. I guess I would, I would call for a vote. That's for approval of the minutes.
Did they
They
get
gave
a
you a
motion?
motion, okay.
So now you gotta call for it.
Ask me to vote.
All in favor?
All of, oh, I was, I think we sure were. Yeah, I hear you. No, I didn't know. Okay, all in favor? Opposed? And it's correspondence.
The only, I'll say 2 things. The only correspondence that we have, really is the letter that I had to resend with the polling places that we need to approve tonight. The other piece of correspondence I had shared with you all last meeting, the MVRA complaint. Arthur was able to speak with the lawyer for the group. Apparently, there are some on cases, past and present, that, this group has, sued for these particular instances before with the state, which they knew about. But after it was all said and done, I sent him the unredacted information today. The only thing that we can redact is the source of registration. So that is done. And
So, just make sure I got this straight. We sent the redacted, which is what the state told us to do.
the
And
state
the state
gave us
knew
that.
about the other cases and didn't tell us. So it looks like we're doing it. That's what ticked me off. I read the Prince George's County, like, wait a minute, the state told us they were taking care of this.
That's
Looks like I do have.
you do.
Now you're gonna get it soon. Sure.
But
There's a letter there.
no, I didn't include that letter. I mean, the letter was from last month, the MVRA complaints.
Right.
So just an update on that letter. We sent him unredacted information today. Again, the only thing that was redacted was the source of registration. Everything else is unredacted. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna go back to something.
Mhm.
So are we looking over, the election day polling places changes?
Yes.
And when I'm looking at, the precinct 03-006, it was moved from First Baptist Church of Glenard and Worship Center to St. Barnabas Episcopal, Anglican Church.
Yes.
So it doesn't have to be in the same vicinity, it just goes on the number of.
It's in the same vicinity. Just because it says St. Barnabas doesn't mean it's on St. Barnabas Road. It's in the same vicinity.
It's on, right down the street.
Yeah, it's right down the street.
It's right up, it's across the street of Moses.
Mhm.
You know where the school is? The thing, it's a private school, but it's a church that sit right beside that. You know where the new road that goes through there? Imagine. Yeah, so it's right there.
Yeah,
So it's only like, it's walking distance.
right.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that.
I was just,
Yeah,
Yeah, St. Barnabas was to throw you off.
yeah, right.
yeah, so like, okay, but you clarified it, thank you.
Yeah, well. And I guess we'll wait till the end to see once we get through everything, because it's not really that much to do the polling places. So, correspondence, that's all correspondence. Administrative. The updates we have, we did, hire a general clerk for record maintenance. Their start date is the 15th.
Yes. One's the 15th and one's the 5th.
And then IT manager, we, excuse me, completed those interviews. Steve was actually on the, interview panel, and we interviewed, candidate. We did select a candidate, we submitted the information to HR to approve that hire. And hopefully that information will come back, or that approval will come back, so we can get him hired and in here in, beginning of January.
We have been using, which one have we been using for Sophia?
Sorry.
The
It's
citizen
still
services
done.
specialist,
What
well,
was doing?
he's in the citizen services specialist position.
How does it compare to, so,
I mean, it's definitely a learning curve, because none of the candidates had, election experience.
I think, no.
I think
He's good. He's good,
And
Okay.
Sophie's still around.
absolutely.
hopefully his skills in IT is
Yeah.
slide.
Yeah.
Sure.
Um, we had the Mayo events, November 18th. That was awesome and amazing, and a lot of, LBEs came and we showed them our warehouse, which they were amazed, and, you know, the smaller, well, I don't know if envious. The smaller, LBEs, they really were like. Yeah, so, you know, the ones who had like what was that one, LBE, when we talk about, drop boxes and, oh, it was Pat. And she said, she asked something, and she said, well, how many drop boxes do you go have? She was like, 10. It was like,
Have a few more.
yeah, but, it was good. It was a good meeting. No, we have 38
Oh,
or 39,
38,
actually, yeah,
39.
39. So it was good.
So they were impressed with the warehouse, huh?
They were.
Oh.
They were impressed and amazed and shocked and everything. Like, this is a huge whoa. So yeah, yeah. And
Maybe now that they have better understanding,
yeah,
when they hear things.
Of a large
you know,
LBE.
about Prince George's is doing this or Montgomery's doing
Yeah.
that. They understand the quantity of scale.
definitely. They had a lot of questions. They had a lot of good questions. So it was good. Good meeting. So yeah, that's my correspondence and my administrative. Old business. Yeah. No old business. Personnel was covered. I guess we can do new business is the new old business. We can do that. So the issue with the four, the law requires us to send out a letter, um, to anyone who wants to be notified. And we have a link on our website with the forms that people can fill out. We have a list of people that want to be notified of polling place changes. As well as when you change the polling place, you have to send it to the council person and general assembly people that it would affect. So we did that, but we were still getting, polling place changes in up until the day of the meeting. So while I sent an updated letter out the day of the meeting, that was not good enough because when you have additional polling places that, are changing, it kind of starts the clock over. So I then had to send out another letter, with a 14-day clock, for all of them. So everything we approved, is not legal per se because of the letter, that was sent out, so we have to redo the approval for all. There are two changes on the letter. If you look at the back of your packet, last 2 pages, actually the last page. There is a typo in here, precinct 2112. That is not changing. St. Mark's will be at St. Mark's.
So just cross that one out.
Yeah, just cross that out.
That's not until,
Hmm.
kind of think, that's for the presidential,
Well,
effective election. It's presidential.
presidential and not gubernatorial. Okay, we can't do this today. So I'm gonna schedule a virtual meeting in 2 weeks
How come we can't do this?
So that's wrong.
because this says presidential and not gubernatorial.
Good save.
We're gonna have.
They already have that information. Well, not the approval.
To be a test to see who reads well.
Well,
No,
well, you don't have to
let's
do it right.
right, let's do it
2
right.
years from now, you don't have.
What you have to do.
Everybody change it
I
now.
need that all together.
I have to change it to, well, I can leave that off altogether. I have to change it to every time.
Oh,
So now all the people we sent 2 letters to, have to send this one letter saying, erase that.
They don't have to erase, they were good president.
Council, am I correct in that? Because it says presidential, I have to resend this?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Can I change it to that?
Yeah, 14-day period has to be in
I think
effect.
somebody in the state has to understand.
Somebody else said, yeah.
What before, what is official? The
This,
polling place?
then we approve it and then we send it to
Yeah.
them and they give it back their blessing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Approved with the condition.
I wanna say that because their meeting is December 4th. The state meeting is December 4th. So can we, with the condition?
That the letter be amended to correct.
Yes.
Not very small, doing well or not at all.
There you go. There you
Well, we
go.
have legal counsel here.
Legal counsel,
If you have time to do a virtual meeting, that's probably best practice, but if you don't have time to do the virtual meeting, you could move to approve the letter, subject to a correction for the effective election. It would read the 2026 gubernatorial election, not only opposed to presidential election.
Right, and it's not the letter, it's the polling places that we need to approve. And again, I don't think we can approve them without that letter, going out.
Do you have time to do the virtual?
Yeah,
Sure.
the problem
Your
is,
letter will go out.
yeah, this is the problem. The problem is the letter has to have a 14-day notice of a meeting. So even if we do virtual, it still has to be in 2 weeks.
right. So let's do it right.
And we can do virtual in 2 weeks. The problem is that the state board, but that's the first meeting. The state board is starting to meet December 4th to approve the polling place. So
Is it just the word that's wrong?
it's the word.
Okay.
It's just, it's just the word.
Just for the presidential.
Yeah,
And the letter.
so,
Then he sent.
And it's not that many that think president, just that crazy.
so let-
Yeah, let's think about it.
but let me do this. I'm gonna reach out to the state, and see if that is acceptable or not. And
If
then,
the letter to them will just say, oh, we're not gonna change your polling place. You're gonna do the same place you were, right?
Huh?
Is that's where you're gonna get 14-day notice?
no, we're giving them 14-day notice of any polling place changes that we have. These are all changes.
Oh, you mean to the groups, you don't need to, it's not just
Each person.
Right.
Whoever gets this is based on their
Yeah,
district.
and-
So again,
Even
but
so-
this is what I'm gonna do. I'll call the state, I'll email, I'll reach out tonight. I'll text Katie or something. And see if we can get away with this. If we can, then are you all available tomorrow for a virtual meeting, 10-minute meeting,
Sure.
to approve these polling places?
What time?
What's best for everyone?
I'm available anytime.
I'll make myself available. I have something to do, from 4 to 8, but I'll step out.
It's snowing tomorrow, so of course we're available.
It is
Yeah.
not, no.
Go to your room.
I mean, we can do during the day or evening. It doesn't matter, just.
Just have bingo. Five. So why don't we make it anywhere between 8 AM, 8:45.
At 8:45,
Anytime tomorrow.
I can text Katie tonight
It's only,
and see if I get a response.
Yeah, but
stick poll.
the only problem I have is bingo. That's it.
That's why they would be upset with that state law, because none of these groups are gonna feel if something isn't changed.
Somebody
If you
will.
say, oh, here's 3 more pieces, we decided to best route. Then they might.
Somebody else.
Somebody's gonna find
Is
it.
that better? You can't.
It's gonna, but they're gonna raise their buckets.
Exactly.
Because they just
It
will.
sounds like you've made a decision to
Yeah.
have a virtual meeting tomorrow.
Hopefully, we can, with guidance from them, we can have a virtual meeting tomorrow to approve the polling places.
Right, fine.
So either way, I will reach out to you all whether it can happen or not.
Okay.
All right?
Well, I was gonna suggest that we vote on it and we say, vote with these changes being made, then if they don't accept that, then those working meetings.
Well, here's what we can do, honestly. We can vote on the polling places that we currently have that are not on this list. So 200, we can vote on the polling places that we've already used in the past that are not changing. We can vote, you all can vote to approve those polling places and those early voting sites that we already use.
Can we vote to remove precinct 2112 from this list?
That's
And
the,
to the list of ones in Arch, which would be the first list for voting on.
so this letter, you don't need to vote on that. So we just need to vote one on the currently used, nothing changing early voting, I'm sorry, election day sites. That's one vote. But there was, I think all of them had to be redone. Yeah,
Okay.
And then I make a motion and we include the list of all of the existing precincts that will not be changing for the
for the gubernatorial
Right.
election.
Say presentation.
Yeah. And then we can vote on. Sorry.
There's a motion and a second, discussion or vote.
for the existing sites, if you want.
We'll put the motion on.
So Bob.
So
Bobby
we have a motion on the floor for the existing site.
Right.
All in favor? Opposed?
Next thing is the 13 early voting centers that we have to use for the gubernatorial election.
So those will be the ones that we're gonna-
Else want to do that one?
We can't do much that tonight.
Well, early voting isn't on here. So we can approve early voting.
Where's that list?
The list is here, but they got early presidential.
Yeah, early voting is not on here. We had to add two, but early voting can be approved. And we discussed the early votings last time. It's the same ones we're using because we have over 600 voters. We had to add two. Trinity Assembly of God and Dayton are the two that we're adding to make 13 early voting sites. No. Yes,
Who was the other one?
Dayton, Trinity Assembly of God.
Dayton is open?
For early voting. Yes.
Oh, only one on the first page.
There was an early voting site on the first.
No, the best way to presidential election was from the Vegas. Oh, no, First Baptist.
Oh, I was ready to say no on the first.
Well,
one. Early
No,
voting
First
not on
Baptist, I'm sorry.
I suggest that we, I don't see that list. I would prefer to see the list. So I suggest that we just vote on that tomorrow.
here. So you didn't see the list for all the election day sites either. Because the only thing that you see on these lists are changes to polling places. We have over 200 and something polling places, so I didn't print that list out until they're approved, they'll go on our website. So again, with the early voting sites, that's kind of the same way because we use them, except for the two we had to add. We use these early voting sites every year.
Were they last month? Part of last month?
Yeah,
They
we
were.
approved it last month. There is a change to last month's approval.
Right, to Shroom.
That's
It's changed to
from what I'm
Trinity.
doing.
No, it's changed to Trinity.
Trinity one.
Trinity Assembly of God.
Okay, then I make a motion. We approve the list of early voting sites. The 11 original sites and Baden Elementary School and.
It's Baden Communities.
And replace and replace Shram Hills Rec Center that we approved last month with Trinity Assembly.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'm a little confused on the second page, number 4, number 6.
So second page is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the one I said, no. You say you confused the number 4?
It says Temple Hill Community Center,
Mm-hmm.
and then number 6 also say Temple Hill.
Because this is a alternative early voting site.
Okay.
For the
Oh,
number
that's
6,
last
yeah,
one. Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even pick up where it said residential.
Yeah.
Right.
They spelled it right.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Also, we need to approve the drop boxes. So the locations for our 38 drop boxes are the same that we use each year, each election. The only one we're adding a drop box to Trinity Assembly of God.
Motion, please. Is that?
Okay, I make the motion that we approve the list of Dropbox locations to include the box at Trinity Assembly of God.
Can I get a second, please?
Let's second it.
We probably move it second. All in favor?
Right. The only thing left are these, yes.
And we're striking the, 2112, 21, 21.
2112. It is not changed.
Oh, that's not changed. Oh, so,
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
coming
included in the
It's
previous
coming
one.
off because it's not changed.
Yeah, it's not changed.
Uh,
Any questions, comments, concerns?
I don't mean to be nitpicky, but it just seems like it could have been more for them.
Understood. I agree.
In the olden days, we didn't have precincts changes. You know,
We
that's
got 200 and some
Wait.
precincts.
whatever. Well, last couple of sessions, well, actually, ever since COVID, we used to use a lot of churches and stuff, and now they're saying we don't want to do that anymore. And I don't blame them, but it involves them making a lot of other changes, so that's why it's so convoluted.
Yeah, because it also too, like, we're getting calls or lists of places that we can't use literally daily. So while it can be put together better, we do the best we can, honestly. Because I'm gonna tell y'all now, while we know of some schools, we don't know of all the schools. So are we gonna have this conversation again? Yeah, most likely.
The some schools may be closed, shut down, schools open, they have to change it.
Absolutely.
I think.
So is there like a, date that they can't continue?
Well, no, because you can, 21
Anything.
days, so the law now says anything that changes during this period requires a 14-day notice up until 21 days prior to an election. After 21 days, you still need to approve it, but it would go into an emergency request from the state. And we've been there too.
When we're using other states.
Yep.
When
Good.
last election, was it, they had a contract, well in advance,
Yes.
but then that owner sold that building. And so the new owner did not have the contract, so there's nothing you can do, they get
Schools,
their land or their site.
schools you use one year may not be available next year. They
It's true,
shut them
too.
down.
And that has happened to us before. Because obviously,
Can't always-
children.
Well, that's where a lot of these came from this time that we knew of early enough. Like I said, we still haven't heard from the schools to go through the whole list to say yay or nay, of what we can't use. Do we ask for it? Yeah. But have we received it yet?
School system is really good.
I do have just one update is that was for our election judge manual. We are, yeah. So we start training in February. We asked the state to, can we get our trainers in December to go through the curriculum, to go through everything that they're gonna need, because we do train the trainers. We don't ask that the state train our trainers because they're seasoned. So we literally bypass the state training for them to come here a little earlier so that we can go through the curriculum and be ready and prepared a month and a half before training. So they are not approving our trainers until January, which literally leaves a month before we train. In addition to that, we have to do the election judge manual, which should have come out in October. They just completed the manual. The state just completed the manual, all of the manual. I think they approved most of the chapters in sometime in November. They have sent out, I think last week they sent out an email saying all of the chapters were available. We have to literally go through that, and Pat is doing that now. She's almost finished though, but it still has to go to the state to get approved. And then we still have to print, and we still have to get ready for training. One of our goals, or what I wanted to see, was our manual moved online, because we are part of the climate change committee as well, to reduce our carbon footprint. So one of the things I wanted to do was to put our manual online and not have to print 3,500 manuals twice for the primary and the general. So we are moving to put our manual online. By law, we're required to have a manual at each polling place. We do print two for each party, for the chief judges at the polling place, but we will not be printing a ton of manuals for classes. It will be online.
But the training materials that they get
Is it
with
professional?
information from that will be printed. I mean, when they do the training. I'm just afraid if everything is online, people aren't gonna look at it.
They don't look at it now.
It sounds like it's gonna be all online.
They don't look at it.
I may not have passed it.
But when they're trained to see what it is, like,
They don't look at that manual.
When they're doing the classes,
They don't look at that manual.
you don't use
It's all the
it.
weird
That's what
ones.
she's saying, they don't. use it.
They don't look at
And
it.
that's fine.
No, I get that, so, but I get it.
Okay.
When they use this building for training, they don't look at that manual. And then we provide a manual at the polling place.
That's,
Okay, guys, a little learning is a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Big egotist.
Yes, Terry,
So when you're conducting the training,
yes.
will it be set up like a classroom setting? So at least they'll be able to see a computer in front of them?
Oh, we're not changing the training as far as teaching. We're just not providing a manual. That's
Okay.
all.
So during the instruction part, you'll be able to have the material in front of you, and then after the class is over, they can go home and pull down the information.
What do you mean in front of you?
Okay.
What do you mean by pull down?
That's
I got you.
the front, then we do back, then we do pull down.
So when you have your training session, normally you will have your manual and you can follow the instructor along in the manual. If
Okay.
you choose to open up the manual.
But let me stop you right there though, because during training, I don't know if any of you have attended training. You don't go by the manual anyway.
That's right.
The manual is a reference guide for you. The training that you receive, it's not by the book. It's not word for word in the book. It's an overview of elections. So it's not the manual. So by the manual being online, you can go on there anytime to reference back what you training. Now, will we provide the guides and the step-by-step guides and so forth? Yes. But the manual, no.
Is it available on spring in the class?
No.
No.
They're not taught to go chapter 1,
Right.
so-and-so, chapter 2, let's do this. No, they're taught EPO books, they're taught BMDs, they're taught scanners, how to open, close the polls, every information that they need to know, they're trained in class, but they're not trained by each chapter of that.
So there's an outline of what's being taught that's handed out, and they can go
Absolutely.
back if they need to and pull the manual down to pull
They
the
always make
information or
reference to-
supplement the information in the outline.
Correct, because they always make reference in training to what chapter this is in or where you can go to find this information in the book.
But they have those papers in class.
Well, we have the step-by-step guides and the instructions for what they'll be learning. Yes, those will be printed out. But again, the manual,
Yeah.
we're not doing. It costs too much money. And we end up with a ton of books left that we have to now destroy. It's wasteful.
Well, my only suggestion is just like when we're in sessions and we want to look at the our book that we use for reference, it's good to just have one in there.
We'll
You
have
know?
a couple, but
Okay.
yeah, we're not printing 3,500.
Yes, I don't blame you for that.
Yeah.
But as long as it's there.
Because, well, the trainers will get a manual. And like I said, we'll have a couple for people who absolutely want a manual. If everybody in that class said they want a manual, you got going on.
Basically, the trainers read what's on the screen.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
They don't even bring the book. And most people get the book when they leave. For you to review at home.
The step-by-step guides,
Mhm.
is that like how to do process X at the, whole book, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, you know, the step-by-step guys there for the poll books, the
Yeah. for the
BMPs and
fundamental
the
shit.
scanners,
Right, okay,
how to open and close.
got that. So those will be available.
During class.
Good. Can we read that? Can we see it? Can you read, please? Pretty, please.
You know what it says, it doesn't change. You probably still have yours from when you were a judge. They haven't changed yet.
I would like to add, because it turned out to have been very helpful. Was that I was chief judge for Paul of something. And it became clear to me, watching from afar, that I did early voting as well, that the election judges did not understand the process that was going to happen during that day. It just didn't get it, like, okay, finished poll book, now where the hell do I go? Kind of thing. So I created diagrams and ended up with 17 individual process scenarios. And when I got there at 3 o'clock, and me and the custodian people set up the whole room. Then they got there at 5, declared that I did a terrible job, and they moved things around, which was fine. I fully expected that. Then that was their own, then it was theirs, they made it their room, fine. Then I took around, and I handed out these scenarios thing. And, and I then pretended to be the ballot and the voter at the same time. So I got to the door and they said, "Oh, now what do I do?" And they had to then tell me what I, the voter, was supposed to do next.
So shouldn't they have learned that in class though?
They didn't, and it was nothing.
It was not taught?
It was not taught. Processes,
Chief judges and
the,
backup.
Right.
the chief, trust me, chief judges, I were one, don't know feces, okay? So in terms of what to do.
Years ago, and I resemble it.
So what I'm suggesting to you is, this was very, very helpful. And so then, we went through all 17 of the scenarios.
Yeah, but it was helpful for you and your group, Michael. We have 35 to 4,000 judges.
I'm not arguing that, I'm just saying, no, I'm not trying to say do it well. It would be nice if there was time for the chief judge to do that at each precinct on the day of election.
It would be wonderful.
It would be, and
Well, and
what, I mean, I still have,
the chief judges still have to get, the people still have to have a meeting at the precinct the day before the election. So the
Yeah,
chief
that's
judges
2
will
hours.
do that then if they want to.
the only, what?
Anyway,
How hard you try, everybody won't get it. We know that. I mean.
Well, I'm not arguing that, but if half get it, that's half more than it was before. So all I'm suggesting, it was, I was told by the students who have nothing to gain by saying, it was very helpful. It was very helpful.
So the updated training that you're doing, where people are physically, where you have the model, room,
Yeah.
Right.
they're going through these different scenarios.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Well,
Again, you're taking them through the different, they're in the model, right?
so we still need to sit down and see how that's going to look for
For
3,500
3,500, okay.
judges. It's a lot. And with the special election, it was perfect.
Mhm.
But the polling places took longer than anticipated. We started this process in June. We were hoping to be finished by August. We literally just finished last week. So now we have to go and sit down and say, okay, how do we want to do this? And now we have a smaller window to say how we want it to be. We are going to use 135 for training. How that looks, we don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what we need to get together and do in like 2 weeks.
Any other questions, answers?
Terry, why you looking like that? You got some, you
No.
got any concerns or?
Trust me, I can say it.
I just got this look, maybe because of the mask. Yes.
Okay.
Wendy, did you all think about doing like maybe webinars or something? Schedule webinars?
Well, to that, we did, with Demi, doing her certification and going to different, states and looking at some of the other, boards of elections in other states and counties. She did come back with a training video. So let me just say that the state has a training module, I think 1 through 4. They started this in 22, I believe. It was new in 22. So they have training modules 1 through 4, so you don't have to focus on, like 1 through 4 is like, standard stuff, so you don't have to focus on that. The problem with that, what we found in 22 is 2 things. One, we weren't getting the information necessarily in time to know who had done 1 through 4. So we were trying to schedule trainers for the whole training and then 5 through 11.
Chapters.
Right, chapters 5 through 11. But it was hard to know who had done the online training. The other part of that is with, if a judge got locked out, needed user information, that filtered through us, not the state. We had to reset their password and so forth. We didn't have the capacity and the people to do that.
But you didn't.
So that was, testy in 22. They offered it in 24, and 22 was free. In 24, it was $3 a person, I think. But we chose not to,
Yeah.
partake in that. We did meet with a vendor who offers, these things, which, are great. I mean, they were amazing. They're training, webinars, and they had links that, judges at the polling places could still pull it up if they needed something, step-by-step guides. Amazing. The time frame is what, is not gonna get us, even if we procured this now, we wouldn't be ready for the primary, just because of everything that goes into making these videos. So, yeah, yes.
So they have to style for us.
Mhm.
Right, trivial technical detail.
Mhm.
Right, I got that.
Yes.
So at work, we're doing a lot of transitioning of our regular documents over into smart sheets. So I don't know if that would be helpful. But it could be a way for you to track who's completing what. Because I don't know how it's done. All I do is just put my information in.
Yeah.
Like I have to maintain so many training classes to keep my certification.
Mhm.
So I just go in and do my training class, and it has all my certifications, all my classes listed. So now all I have to do is just submit my invoice to get my new certification. I don't know if that's something you all can do. I don't know IT that well, but I know that they have that capability under Smart Sheets.
Yeah, we use, smart sheets, a lot, here. I don't know how that would work for training as far as keeping track of who's done it and who hasn't. But again, like I said, we just chose not to go with the state, module. Like I said, we are looking for a module of our own that can be, tailored to us. But we've looked at one vendor thus far, and they were expensive.
Yeah, no, with Smart Sheets, there's no cost associated to it.
They're.
Well, you have
depending-
some license.
I was gonna say, yes, there is.
It's lesser. It's a less expense than going out and buying all that software.
Yeah, but you still need, because what you're saying is track who trained, basically, right?
I don't know how to do it though.
Right, that's not the, right, you still have to have the software to train them, and I understand what you're saying, and we probably could do that once we, get something going, yes. With the modules that we saw, there is a way to alert us. And there's a test associated with this training, that a person has to pass in order, you know, to be a judge, things like that, so.
Yeah, cause it just, kind of like, follows and alerts me, like, how many more classes you need,
Yeah.
so that you can get, or when your certification is going to expire, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, Smart Sheet is amazing, we love it.
But some of that has to do with the amount of turnover you would have
Mm-hmm,
and the length of time a person would be doing this.
mm-hmm.
Maybe those are variables that you have.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. Any other questions on that?
Yeah.
No questions.
So, that's all the updates I have. And the next one is legal, which Dennis can update us on.
The only the only thing that's illegal is the Copley litigation, and it's moving forward. When he's actually being deposed tomorrow, hopefully by the end of the week, we will have a motion filed, which would exclude the Board of Elections from having to continue to participate But until that motion's filed, they've been going through discovery. There have been interrogatories, there have been expert reports, there have been depositions, and unfortunately or fortunately, our office has been involved in all of that, and we're keeping abreast of what's going on. But we hope to have the board out hopefully in the next week to two, where we know we won't have to participate. We can choose to participate just so that we know what's going on, but we don't have to participate.
The interrogatory questions that he's referring to is what, and was it the other lawyer or?
It was the attorney for the plaintiff,
Yeah.
Coakley.
So they had two questions that they wanted me to ask. One was, with the primary election, date not changing, so the primary election being June 23rd, how soon did the Board of Elections need the redistricting, map, finalized map in order to, you know,
It's the election.
yeah. And basically what I told them is we needed them now. Or at least by early December, because what happens is it takes us 6 to 8 weeks at minimum to redo the districts and the precincts and the polling places from the redistricting map.
Wendy, I'm gonna have to
Oh,
ask you that to say
Oh,
anything.
you might, because we are streaming, yes.
Yeah.
So basically I answered that question. Can I tell them the other question? Just,
You can tell them the
Okay.
question, but that's it.
so then the other question, they wanted me to, I guess, document or detail how we administer the election,
And we minister what?
an election, the election.
Okay.
So,
Your handbook?
I did.
Thanks, they hear.
So, yeah, so those are the two questions, that I worked on profusely.
They work magnificently.
Oh my gosh.
Shorter.
Exactly, so, yeah. So that's what.
That's it. And like I said, Wendy's gonna be proposed tomorrow. They blocked out 4 hours. Hopefully, they don't need the whole 4 hours, but she'll be in our office and I'll be there beside her to make sure she answers the questions. But at the Board of Elections, we don't care what the maps look like. We just want to administer a fair election. So
So that's tomorrow. But what about the emergency vote thing? Who's gonna walk that?
So that,
You know, who is
yeah,
it?
I got this.
No, I think, oh, you are.
Well, like I said, I'll reach out to Katie tonight to see if it can happen.
Bobby.
Wendy,
And don't micromanage.
and if we need to take a 10 or a 15-minute break on the deposition so that you can have the virtual meeting, we can arrange that as well.
So again, best time, I know Terry, you're, what's your time? Look,
I'm up until 4:30, you have me.
up until 4:30, anytime between like 9 and 4:30?
Anytime between 9 and 4:30.
Okay, everybody else is in
Yeah.
agreement with that, those times?
Absolutely.
That's
They do have another deposition scheduled at 1:30, so, if you wanted to schedule it, if everybody's scheduled from it sometime after 1:30, that's fine. If
Yeah.
you need to do it before then, I can arrange that as well.
I'll be sure to be done by one.
Yeah.
When it's scheduled.
Yeah. So before we move on, I'd like to, thank you. Before we actually schedule our next meeting, I'd like to, as you can see, we have two guests with us. One of the was with us last time. If you stand again and please, Lucy. I don't know if it's Lucian first or just first.
Lucian first.
Okay. And anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, I'm Lucian Jessel. I'm with UMD Terps Vote. I'm here because we're working on refining the process on campus, how we both convey election information to students, and hopefully we can work with you guys to make the election process on campus less chaotic and streamlined a little bit, and also work to smoothen that out. Like, for example, with absentee ballot, making sure you have accurate voter rolls as students move in and out. So, yeah.
Thank you. And so we have a new yesterday, and her name is Bob. Tell us your
Yes,
name. I
sorry.
was gonna say this, Harvey, but go ahead.
That's good. My name is Nia. I'm here on behalf of Quincy Barabee, who's running. I was here because I did listen to basically we need polling sites and how you guys were talking about the updated polling sites. My candidate just wanted to know what those updated polling sites were going to be so she could just be ahead of the game. Also, I do see that the results for the 2024 by precincts is also on the website. They want to know if it's possible if we can get it in person as well. Which channels do we go to get it in person?
The results.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can go to any channel, but you can come here.
Okay. Because you tried calling, they said that they had to come.
Yeah, but like I said, you have to come here, or you can go on the state website who list those results as they unofficial, of course, as they come in after 8 o'clock. And again, we have them listed on our television out front
Okay.
after that time.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Did you have another question?
No, those are my one of them was answered when you guys the polling sites.
Oh,
Oh, you guys are gonna do that another time. She just wants to be ahead of the game.
So
thank you.
yeah, so we did do the majority of the polling sites today for 24.
Yes, and it's the same on the website.
26.
No, but it's the same as the 24. She just talking about the new ones. The ones that's all. So I appreciate this.
Mhm.
You tell her how to get on the website, or be on the list of people that you automatically know.
Oh, yeah, is she on, is your,
She's on the I don't know exactly for who or what, but she is on the subscribe list for Prince George's County Board of Elections.
then she,
Is that the list?
yeah, because if she went to our website,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a form to fill out, then she got the list of changes.
That's how we found out about this. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? And just we now need to schedule, not tomorrow, but for the next meeting for February. I mean, sorry, January.
January. We're meeting in January.
I don't think that we're on. First Monday, that's.
January.
January what?
That's
Fifth. Fifth.
Make sure it doesn't coincide with. This is our next scheduled meeting for January the 5th. Are there any other questions, concerns, answers? Guys, anything else before, as for an adjournment? Do I have an adjournment?
Move the adjournment.
I second. The possible second, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting has been adjourned. Yeah.
no, now, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your pen with me today.